We saw how we will select the system. Now let's do the proper planning and management of it. It takes careful planning and attention to detail and effective communication to make a project to succeed. A ballast water treatment system project requires high skills and awareness in regards to management. It is a project that needs to be completed in a short time period, on a specific budget, and of course, at the end, it needs to be functional. The last 4 years, we have completed numerous surveys and 3D scanning on board various types of vessels. We have completed more than 90 different ship design feasibility studies with more than 15 different makers. During this time, we have conducted more than 40 engineering studies for 4 major ballast water treatment system makers, approved by 5 different classification societies. At last, we have contributed to 34 successful installations in 10 shipyards, with 2 ongoing at the moment. Well, we can say we have some broad experience when it comes to ballast water treatment system retrofitting as designers and installation supervisors. Our intention today here is to share our experience for an effective management that will lead to a successful installation. So, the big question is, how can we manage ballast water treatment system retrofit project to be on budget, on schedule, without affecting the quality of works? You may see we emphasize when we refer to quality of works, since this is the #1 victim when it comes to save time and money. Preparation is a very important stage. There are rather many things to be done in a short period of time for this project. So the more time we are focused on preparation minimizes the risk of unnecessary surprises in the shipyard. We need to be specific. We have witnessed cases that the shipyards did not receive the technical specification. A technical specification is a document that covers the whole installation itself. They only received the drawings. This led to uncertainty of some works and to the supplied items between the ship owner and the shipyard. So, if we provide to the shipyard well in advance the technical specification, the detailed works, the detailed drawings, the approved drawings, and as well the ballast water treatment system maker drawings, then we will avoid misunderstanding, potentially leading to what else? Additional costs. We need to act proactively. What you see in this image here is prefabricated deck houses, 100%, with pre-installed equipment, piping, platforms, insulation, and everything, as well as prefabricated pipes that will be installed on different areas. All of this was prefabricated and ready to be installed before vessels' arrival. This is day 1. This is the reason why we need to do an engineering study well in advance in order to do the prefabrications. All parties should be well informed in advance before vessels' arrival in the shipyard. A kick-off meeting is an important step that may positively affect the project's outcome. Looking back to our installation experience, we can indicate cases that the shipyard was not well informed and did not include some jobs in their scope at all. So many of our clients have been engaged to strictly follow the practice of arranging a kick-off meeting with the shipyards upon arrival, even before arrival of the ship. In those meetings, the maker, the class surveyor are ideally present. Very important is that the project manager of the ballast system retrofit installation is the superintendent, leading the dry docking works of the vessel. It is not the engineering consultant, not the class surveyor, neither the ballast water treatment system vendor, representative if he is present, of course. All of us can and should support the superintendent. We should be his assistants. You may find this image very interesting. What you see here is crates of some of the ballast water treatment system equipment that have arrived in the shipyard, as well as owner-supplied items. Someone has to be in control of this inventory to see if they have arrived in good condition, of course, and if something is missing. Please remember that this material was not ordered by the chief's engineer, and nobody on board knows anything about it. Inventory needs to be controlled at the very beginning of the installation in order to avoid finding out on a later stage that we're missing something important. Now, careful selection of the shipyard that will undertake the installation of the system plays a crucial role. There are shipyards that have previous experience in installations, and you may appreciate that it takes time for a shipyard to acknowledge the volume of the works and the complexity of each system. We may nevertheless underline here that forthcoming year, the shipyards may be too busy that even the best ones can become unpredictable. The guy that you see here in the green shirt is a very good guy who knew very well his job. He had many questions, but he did not speak a word in English. So, the guy in the blue trousers was our guy. He was the guy that knew the technical specification in detail. He knew all the project's challenges, and of course, he spoke English. Without him, the whole process may be delayed. Apart from the above, communication problems appear when the shipyard's responsible person changes along the towards of the completion. So, a conclusion, the best thing to expect from a shipyard is a responsible person for the system retrofit to ease the communication with all parties. Now, sending vessels, especially sister vessels, with the same ballast water treatment system in the same shipyard reduces the duration of works and minimizes mistakes, if it's feasible, of course. Check first and order later, something that was already mentioned in the previous presentation. As you can see here, we are pointing two images of a 3D design. This is from a feasibility study that was done evaluated more than 25 different scenarios with 5 major ballast water treatment system makers. As you can see, the complexity between each scenario is significantly different. For this study, as you may understand, we had the time to choose the simplest design. It did not take a week to do all this, of course. This process needs to be done well in advance. This is normally pre-order study, as we like to call it. It may prove a difficult task to fit an already purchased system in a specific ship. Nevertheless, this is the trend lately. A common false impression is that the ballast water treatment system installation is just piping works. Well, we should not underestimate tasks, for example, modification of the main switchboard, of the valve remote control system, of the alarm and monitoring system, possible upgrade of pumps, various interlocks. For all of this, the above, we should arrange to have available and all necessary spare materials in advance and to appoint service engineers on time to do the job. God is in detail. So let's see what we should not do to avoid setting the project in risk. We should not reduce the engineering study, deliverables, and design effort. It has been proven over the last 2 years that the shipyards request more and more details. You understand that these details will help to a successful installation. It is understood also, of course, that in order to provide these details, time is needed. Also, we should not start the process too late. At least 6 to 8 months in advance are needed. Lately, we have many cases of clients that came and told us, okay, we have scheduled a dry dock in January. Let's start the engineering study. It's too late. Well, we need to understand that this can be done, but it has its own consequences and drawbacks. Especially needless to say that the people who are going to be involved in this project are going to be very anxious and in big stress. Furthermore, and I'm closing up, we should not be misled by very low prices offered by the shipyards. We have seen various quotations by shipyards. Let's take an example. Shipyard number 1 says $300. Shipyard number 2, $330. Number 3, $340. And then number 4 comes and says $150. It is not reasonable to have such difference, especially when we are talking about shipyards in the same area. Something is wrong, something is not invoiced or offered. Additionally, we should not be misled by very short retrofitting periods promised by shipyards. Lately, shipyards promise very short installation periods, such as 5, 6 to 8 days. The average installation time, based on our 34 installation experience, is more about to 25 days. It has been managed to be done in 9 days, as well as delayed to 45 days. Ideal duration of retrofit work is feasible with very good preparation and very tight management. Last, we should not underestimate the time required for transportation of the equipment, ex works to the shipyard, local formalities, and custom requirements. For example, a European ballast water treatment system maker, and we had the European ballast water treatment system maker, and the ship owner decided to do the retrofit in China. We had a case also that the Chinese shipyard was appointed 1 week before the vessel's arrival. We have even seen cases that the equipment was transferred by air. This led to additional cost, jeopardizing, of course, the project's budget and the superintendent's reputation. Thank you all. I hope we could share some of our experience, and we're ready for questions.